We'll see. Please find a seat.
Anybody hear me?
I can
Got
hear you,
no
Rich.
audio.
I can hear you, Rich, but I can't hear them.
Yeah.
I sent them a message telling them.
Oh, okay. That's the same thing that happened at the assembly meeting.
Yeah, we missed the whole meeting.
Yeah.
That was a shame.
You know, my system showed their audio being turned off.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, who's Zoom?
Yeah, one of those should be on. The room, the one with the room should be on with the microphone.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
And we're talking. I wonder if they could hear us.
Got the notification a few days ago, and the granddad and I will reach out to him and see if we can get him into our next degree ceremony on the third Thursday of the month. With that, dues collection is going well. We're not enjoying the percentages that fourth degree has, but you know, my fourth degree guys are the best payers in the world. And so how do you beat that? Anyhow, about 2/3, about 200 members have paid out of the 300 billable members. So about 2/3 of the council has paid their dues. 45% paid through their email notification of the dues. About 45% paid that way. So that's up from last year, but still would like to get that up because the more members that pay, before I send out that first notification on US mail, that saves the council a stamp for every person that we, pays their dues before I actually physically send them a invoice in the mail. So appreciate everybody's support, and I'm sure that we'll give the rest of our members, everybody who owes paid last year, so I'm not too terribly worried about collecting all the money. It just may take a few more months to get it all in.
Thank you, brother. With that, I'd like to move to the chaplain's message. Father Vitalis, do you have a message you'd like to address the council? Come on up, you can use the podium if you wish.
No, that's for you. What a very nice. So I would like to begin by always thanking you for all you are doing. So thank you so very much for everything that you are doing, especially for keeping the light of faith shining. So thank you so very much. So we have a lot of things coming up, and you already know, but I will always ask for your support. By the end of the month, we have our parish carnival, and we are holding it, whether COVID or no COVID, we are doing it. So I ask for your super involvement in that, as you have always been doing. So thank you for everything, and then I'm asking you for your involvement. Also in March, we have a school fire gala. This car here, I wanted to win it. But I don't need people to buy me tickets so that I can win this car. So I also ask for your support for the school option. But in all, thank you so very much. Our plan for the mass is still intact.
Yes.
All right, so I'm still looking forward to that, and I would like as many members as possible to be involved. If not for anything, to be dressed as nice. So let's showcase what we have. 370 members is huge. So let's show what we have. Thank you so much. Thank you for your faith. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being who you are. God bless you.
Thank you, Father. Brother Joe James, would you give your report on the life committee?
Pro-life. Yeah, we had the pro-life Planned Parenthood on January 15th. It was a decent turnout. We had about 12 people. And we've got the next one is February
February
19th. That's the same day as this pro-life fair here. But we will be out of that because the rosary's at 9:30 and the Divine Mercy prayers at 10. So we out of there by 10:15 and down here at 10:30. So it's there to 11, so we can make it. And what else do I want to tell you? And oh yeah, there was a March for Life. I'll have to defer that. Is Chuck here? Because I wasn't able to attend the pro-life march.
So we have the pro-life mass first in Peter, Bishop Peter celebrated, gave a great homily. And then everybody ran down to the band shell at Julia Davis Park. We had our banner out there, and I can't remember everybody that was there. We probably had 7 or 8 nights walking behind the banner. I think this was the largest crowd I've ever seen in a pro-life march. So this issue with the Supreme Court decision coming up in June, I think has stimulated a lot of people in the valley. Obviously, we're going to have another one next year. And if you didn't participate this year, think about next year. We're trying to get as many nights as possible to walk behind us and support the pro-life movement.
Good, thank you, Brother Chuck. So the pro-life fair, which Brother Joe was talking about, is Saturday, February 19th. It's going to run until 2 p.m. I thought it started at 10 a.m. Is 11 o'clock is when it's going to start?
As far as I know, it's starting at 11. Is that too far? I'm not sure know that.
Yeah, it's either,
I think it's calendar.
yeah, Brother Chuck.
Yeah, it starts at 11:02.
Okay,
Those that are helping us set up it and doing some of the drinks in the Human Life and Dignity Ministry will be here probably at 9, helping set up tables and chairs and so on.
yeah,
So
they're going to have a
it starts at
speaker.
11.
They're going to have a speaker and lunch.
Yeah, I can talk about that. Dr. David Reardon, he's a internationally known speaker for pro-life. His expertise is post-abortion issues with women. It should be a really good talk, I think. I believe the talk is free, but if you want to stay for the lunch is $15. So that's this a week from Saturday at 11 o'clock.
Very good. Yeah, if you do plan on attending, please let me know and I could talk to Emily who's running it. And she could make sure that there's enough food if you guys plan on eating a luncheon. The speaker is going to be really good. It's going to be interesting and it'll be a good fair. So we were asked to man a booth. So when Brother Joe James is done with the Rosary and the Divine Mercy in front of Planned Parenthood, he'll be coming back here to man the table for the day. So We're asking for a few other brother knights to help him out and man the table so that he's not there all day. If anybody's interested, either see me or Joe by the end of the meeting or at the end of the meeting to sign up. So, all right. Anything else on the life report, Brother Joe?
No, that's all, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. All right, the membership committee report, Brother Ray Henson.
Well, good evening, brothers. As fathers already referred to, remember that we are having our night's mass on the 27th of March. And it's, I was never in the Navy, I was in the Army, but in Navy terms, it's considered an all hands on deck event. So we want to get as much participation as possible. So we're going to pass around, we start passing around a hard copy of the sign-up sheet this evening to start getting your concerns and getting on your calendar, basically to be a member of that liturgical volunteer. So we're going to need training. You know, we don't have a lot of time. We're going to need training for the various ministries like lecturing, Eucharistic ministers, and probably ushers, as well as big greeters necessarily trained. But anyway, we want to find out what your likes and desires are. Put your name down if you think you could possibly partake in that. Now, to kind of lead up to that weekend event, starting on the 12th and 13th, and followed again on the following weekend, the 19th and 20th, we're going to have a nice table, informational table, in the back corner of the narthex. That is, if the parish allows us to do so, I think they will, to at least present information and answer questions for folks. We're not really doing a hard and fast recruitment drive during those 2 weekends, but it's just a kind of, you know, they'll see it in the bulletin. For those who read their bulletins while they're sitting there waiting for mass to start, they'll say, ooh, there's going to be a table in the back, or we can read what's going on here right in the bulletin. So at that point, they can go to the table after mass and get some more information from us. What we really are trying to do and push for those guys that aren't members yet are to join the Knights by e-membership. It's a good way to get your foot in the door. You know, by going online and doing stuff, they'll be able to read a lot of things about the Knights of Columbus. So that's a great way. That's what I would do. We're going to have plenty of these cards at the tables just to present to guys, say, if you're interested, read up about it, and then you can go ahead and join for free online. And then later on, we can get them into the council by our combined degree on third Thursdays of the month. So anyway, that's the second sign-up sheet that's going around this evening, is for those guys. We only need 1 or 2 nights to man a table each mass. I don't know if we'll do all 5 masses each weekend, those 2 weekends, but I would say at least 4. We might skip the 1 o'clock social distancing one. I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But we'll try to do as many, depending on the volunteers we can gather. We'll do that informational thing, the 12th and 13th, and the 19th and 20th. And then finally, on the 27th of March, 11 o'clock mass, that's when we're going to do the night's mass. And again, we need as many participants as possible. Even if we have an excess of volunteers, we can all be there in unison to support each other and come back in here after mass and do a recruitment drive. That way we can answer questions and things. Are there any questions of me?
Quick question.
Yes.
How many brothers are we going to need to cover the mass? Have you guys gotten a number yet?
Not exactly. Of course, minimally, there's going to need to be 14 Eucharistic ministers of the Holy Eucharist. So if we could get additional ones for lecturing, not that they can't do two roles at once if we have a hard time getting those players. One guy could do as well, do lecturing as well as doing Eucharistic ministry, but we would like to have a separate part for everyone if we could get enough people to join us. It's really, again, folks, this is something that's going to happen twice a year. It's not every month, twice a year, and it's, I think, a big thing for our council. Membership drives are really considered by Supreme to be one of the most important things any council can do, because if we don't keep resupplying our members, our membership is going to get too aged, they're going to have health problems, and we're not going to be able to function as a viable council. So it's very important to get new members in. So, Brother Ken, do you have anything that you would like to add?
I just want, Ray mentioned these cards, I'm gonna pass these around with the two clipboards, and the whole, if you will, pitch that we're gonna do, we're not gonna ask people to join the nights, men to join the nights. We're gonna ask them to check us out. Check us out. There's on the day of the event, and when we hand out tables, we'll have something with a QR code. You'll see things in the bulletin. When those go out, the write-up will have a QR code there, and there's going to be a picture in the bulletin with a young family with kids. And because that's who we're really trying to target, keep the membership going. So we'll have that. At the event on the day of the Mass, we're going to have, we call it an open house, where for about 15, 20 minutes, we'll be talking about the nights, what our council's about, what we can do for them, and a lot of the benefits that the Knights of Columbus have. We'll answer questions afterwards, and then we'll have a reception after that. So what I ask here is these right here, take one, take two, and then if you see something, see someone that you think might prove to be a good candidate for the Knights, just say, check us out here. It's easy as that. Don't ask them to join. You know, well, if they're interested, they'll go here. We'll know they're interested. By the way, make sure you put the council number on these cards, and that's what we ask. It's pretty easy.
Right. A big thing we're going to need to find out is, and this is what happens at any recruitment drive. People will say, where does the funding go for your fund drives? What recipients benefit from those funds? And of course, the events we do in general, which most people would know anyway, the cinnamon rolls, the handing out of the Advent and the Christmas booklets, the free throw, I mean, all this stuff. They all kind of know that, but it would be a good thing to have in your hip pocket a list of all these things that we do and who benefits from our fundraising. Father, you did have a question.
Yeah, so you said there will be membership drive for 2 weeks before the Mass, right?
More of an informational drive, not really, I mean, you call it'd be great if we could say it's a membership drive, but we're also gonna, our real main membership drive will be after the 11 o'clock Mass on the 27th. But it's just kind of put our best foot forward for a couple of weeks beforehand to get people cognizant of what's coming up on the 27th. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't, but it certainly can hurt.
Okay. I agree with that. But during our meeting, we agreed that you guys are going to make a full announcement.
Yes,
That will be only on 27.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, yes, sir. Tom.
I didn't hear you mention, there's not going to be a common.
Okay, that's the next thing. Okay, Brother Steve is going to talk to you about the uniform dress, specifically shirts that are to be worn. I see a lot of people have red button-down shirts, dress shirts, and then there was a light blue variety too. I'm not sure how we're going to
Okay, so we're still
Necessitate that.
kind of discussing that in the committee,
Yeah.
which shirts it's gonna be, but we'd like to be all uniform in one color if
Okay.
possible, so.
All right, okay. Well, that's all
Yes, Dave had mentioned, and Father Vitalis has expressed that we would all like to be in uniform in terms of those participants of the Mass. And so I was tasked with going out and checking on the availability of the shirt that we use on the ceremonial team, which is this shirt. It's Port Authority, and I did go to Teasers, which is down the street from Meridian, and had them quote me on a minimum of 6 shirts, which is their requirement. And also a price break on anything over 12 shirts. Anyway, the shirt would be around $28 to $30, depending on the size. And they can get it to us in about 2 to 3 weeks. So, number one, we just wanted to make sure that you were aware that any participant of the Mass would be dressed alike, just like our members of the council seated in the parish community in the church for the Mass. So we wanted to show unity, obviously, and uniformity in numbers. So this is going to be the shirt that will be used. We may have some additional information regarding the shirt at a later meeting.
Brother Chuck?
Yeah, I had a question on the 4-degree members that have regalia. My understanding was that regalia would be permitted and
Yep.
we would be part of the
Yes.
ceremony. Color.
Yes, that'd be correct. All other members would be asked to wear a long sleeve button down shirt. Now, with Teasers, there's a 6 shirt minimum order. So we have to at least order 6 shirts, and there's a $50 one-time fee for setup. So once it's set up at Teasers, we order our first 6. After that, it'll just be a minimum of 6 shirts at a time. And then it'll say the council, our council number 11548, Holy Spirit Council, underneath the emblem.
Actually, what they quoted on, Dave, was the same exact information that is on our current blue shirts, our council shirts. So everything you see on that blue shirt would be on. Of course, it's our option. We can say, don't put the last 2 lines or the first 2 or whatever. So, but he did quote us on everything that is on the blue shirt currently.
Okay. Brother Tom?
Dave, you've only got one more meeting. When are you making assignments?
Well, we're asking for signups for the Mass tonight. I'm gonna be sending out an email in the next day or so, asking for signups as well. We're gonna need 25 plus members to do this. So please keep that in mind, pray on it, and hopefully you will sign up, everybody. Brother Kim?
Yours is thinking. We're at the beginning of February, right? The Mass is at the end of March. Almost April. So like almost.
So that almost gave us 60 days to go and get signups for them. So we're gonna hit it hard. Often you'll see a lot of things on it right here because we want a big presence at this Mass. So that's.
Yeah, the sooner that we get the signups,
Well, the show date's on the other, right there. No, it's the 27th, right there. But that is for the informational table. All right, here, if you want to participate in the Mass, there's a second clipboard that's going around for signing for that. That is for the informational table. At every one of those Masses right there, we're gonna have 2 guys standing by the table to answer questions and basically say, hey, come check us out. You want to find out more? Yeah, because we're doing it on the 2 previous Sundays. Saturday and Sunday. 2 Sundays before, and then the third Sunday is when the game day is. Game day. Any other questions?
So keep in mind, the sooner we sign up, the quicker we'll be able to decide on the shirts, because they're 3 weeks out. So please keep that in mind. Sign up sooner. Don't wait till the end. There will be a long sleeve button down shirt that you'll have to wear if you're going to participate in the mass. Brother Ray?
Yes, also in regards to training, I know some of us Brother Knights are already involved with the ministries here in our parish. Hopefully they can be the point of contact on this, getting needed training to those members who will be volunteering for the first time ever on being a Eucharistic minister or lecturer or whatever, that sort of thing. So those folks that are already involved with that particular ministry, if you feel like you're qualified or can be given credentials to train, then please do so, because we have no other source of training other than that. So, that's all. Yes.
Is the color corps, what's going to be the function of the color?
The color corps is going to lead the procession, I believe, down the aisle. They're going to do their pivotal positions near the front with swords. We're going to have swords, aren't we going to have, Jim? Or-
We'll do the procession in and out.
Yeah.
And I would recommend the gifts, bringing up the gifts.
Yeah, and we don't have to get into details right now. We do need to kind of get volunteers set up, so we'll have another. What's that? I didn't hear you.
I said there's a role for everyone.
There's
We've
a,
got to figure out how many people.
yeah,
There's a role for everyone. We just need to figure out how many people we can get to sign up so we can start divvying up the roles. That's what we've got to do.
there are plenty of parts between the 4th degree and all the positions in the mass. We need a lot of members to sign up, and the sooner the better, so we can get this thing going. So please keep that in mind. JD?
So I was just a little confused if we're trying to show uniformity and get a group presence felt, then most people have red shirts or they have the royal blue shirts. How come we're going to get another shirt, another color, another? To me, that sounds like we're splitting things off.
So there is a reason. Not everybody is a 4th degree and will have a red shirt. In order to get one of the button-down red shirts, it has the assembly logo on it, and you have to be a 4th degree. So anybody who is a 3rd degree member will not have that button-down shirt, and then we're going to, we'll have to get some blue shirts, some button-down shirts, if it's not going to all be 4th degree members. So that's one of the reasons why. So, any other questions? All right. Also, I wanted to mention that we have a combined degree ceremony on the 3rd Thursday of this month, which is February 17th, 7 p.m. here at the church. So, you know anybody, and Brother Daryl's going to contact our e-members, see if we can't get him in there to do that. So if you want to attend and witness the ceremony, that's the time. Any other questions? I'd like to call Brother Fred Klein. Do you have a report of the community committee?
I do, very nice. You guys are hopefully aware that we now have a community committee, and I've been honored and privileged to accept the chairman position for that. So some of these things that are part of the community committee we're already familiar with, and it's kind of folding under this umbrella. And it also will kind of dovetail in with other committees that are already in place. But I wanted to give you guys some ideas of what's happening and also let you know what I see our needs are for the committee. So we have a number of projects that we are starting and would like to start as we get more members. So the community committee has, we have a large vision, and the vision is, of course, to make our nights be recognized in the community, but also, of course, mainly to serve our community, and that includes all comers. That vision is quite grand, and that will take many years to develop and to actually come into effect. So one of the things that we're starting with is a project that has already been undertaken with the Corpus Christi House. We've already been involved in that, and that falls under our umbrella. Tom Beckman has been taking down the donations that were received from the parish to the Corpus Christi House, and he's passed that baton on to Mike Newell, who are over back there in the back table, and they have done a great job on getting that going. So I want to talk a little bit about that, you have seen in the bulletin, we put in what the requests are from the Corpus Christi House, and we've talked a lot about this, and I think some of our members may not know exactly what it is. But basically, it's a day shelter for homeless folks who are transients, and they have lots of needs. And what we're currently doing, Mike has been talking with Corpus Christi about what we need, or what they need, and what we can provide, and you may have seen that again in the bulletin, which is currently, we all know it's cold, so it's men's winter clothing and shoes. We have a bin that has been in the hallway, and where folks have been donating, and we've got about, I think, 26, 27 bags of clothes over the last several weeks that have been taken down, so that has been fantastic. Joe Cordona has been working with Deacon Shack, and now we have, instead of the bin in the hallway, they've built a all-weather collection down this hallway outside that door. And I think that he's asked us all to go check it out to make sure the construction is satisfactory. That is something that everyone can go in the parish and donate winter, spring, summer, fall. So thank you guys for doing that. I want to draw your attention to Mike Newell, Tom Beckman, and Joe Cardona, who've been really doing great in that project. The other thing that is folding under this umbrella is the blood drives. And again, that's a passion of Joe's. He's in everything. So see more about that. We have another thing that's folding under this is about the highway. We're going to do some cleanup of that. That's going to be, look for that later in the spring. And then another big vision type of thing we have is the Leave No Neighbor Behind project. And this is where we're going to need your help. We have on the committee, I've just named Joe and Mike, and we also have Bud here in the middle. And Christian, all right, welcome. And so we need more members, because what we're going to do is we talked about, someone already mentioned about how we are going to have aging members, and we need new members. So we are a brotherhood, and we need to check on those older members and what they're doing. And as COVID has hit 2 years ago, we haven't been able to meet in person. Now we're getting back to that, but some people have like dropped off the radar, and we don't know what they're doing, how they're doing, and what they need. So Leave No Neighbor Behind is perfect for that, where we, a fraternal organization, are going to take care of ourselves as far as supporting ourselves. We're going to take care of our parish. We're going to take care of our school. We're we're gonna take care of our community. Again, that is a huge vision, and that is gonna need a lot of work and labor. And we need people to do that, and that's us. We know that it's gonna take, again, a lot of time, so we need members, and we're asking now for you guys to see me afterwards, and we're going to work on developing phone trees and buddy system and this type of thing. We need members who are here to help reach out to members who are not here. We're gonna start this whole big vision project very small. We're gonna take about 50 members. Daryl mentioned we have 370, and there's not 370 members here. So where are they? What are they doing? Are we reaching them? What do they need, et cetera? Again, that is a big number. So we're gonna, like I said, start small. We're gonna pick 50 folks that on our roster who don't know much where they are, what they're doing, what their needs are, and we're gonna contact them. This is gonna be our pilot project to kind of learn how we are, what the needs are out there and what resources we have to meet those needs before we open it up to larger and larger groups. And we're gonna learn, it's gonna be a learning curve, and I'll ask your patience with me for doing this. This is new for me. And then, so please see me afterwards. We need your help. If you just want to be a committee member where you can say, I just want to make phone calls, that would be helpful. One last thing, we're also having Bud spearheading a project in which we're making more connection and support with the parish. So he's going to be kind of our St. Ignatius contact or point of contact person. So we've got a lot in the hopper. And the other thing, one real quick, I'm sorry I took over my 2 minutes. Is that the 5 service activities of Leave No Neighbor Behind include support your brother nights, we just talked about that. Support your parish, that's coming, and we're doing that. Support your community, that's a big ball of wax there. And then feed the hungry, that kind of Brother Dennis is doing that with the pantry, et cetera. And then to participate in the blood drives. Those are the 5 pillars. And I just wanted to let you know that's what the Leave No Neighbor Behind project is all about. So thank you for your attention. Do you guys have any questions? I stunned you all.
Thank you, Brother Fred. Okay. Yeah, Brother Tom?
I just wanted to say you guys back. You know, for a while, and we started along here, but I'm not sure what it was. But I was here a couple meetings ago and asked for help. I don't drive anymore, and I'm disappointed that I stepped forward. Then I got a call from Joe, Mike here, and Pagola, and they have been up and down from Corpus Christi back, and they're going to take over that, and they're in process. So the Knights have been very generous to Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi is our only day shelter for homeless and homeless and whatever. So thank you very much, and appreciate it. And, God bless you.
Thank you, Brother Tom. With that, we're going to move on to our worthy insurance agent report, Andrew Sorley.
Thank you very much. I don't have much to say. Thank you. Not much to say. Most of you met me or seen me already. Probably you've had phone calls with me already. So yeah, I don't have much to say. If you want to come say hi afterwards, that'd be great. And I'll contact you all at some point. So yeah, don't hang up on that. I've had a few times already, so. Please be patient.
Thanks. Thanks, Brother Andrew, for showing up. With that, I move to Brother Corey, our worthy district deputy report. Please give me your report.
Yes, I'll be brief. Thank you, Worthy Grand Knight. Thank you, brothers, for inviting me. Thank you, Worthy Grand Knight, for inviting me to the meeting. I just have a few quick things I wanted to bring to your attention. A lot of things I want to thank you for. Number one, just inviting me to your meeting and having me here tonight. I learn a lot just by coming to this side of my district. I get to learn a lot about the members in the different councils, as well as different initiatives and things that are going on. I commend you. I absolutely commend you for the community leadership that you have and reaching out to your community and living that leave no neighbor behind. I mean, that is a program that is in place, and embracing that such as it is, and going out into your community and your parish and also within the council. Fraternity is the number one thing that all our new members are asking for. Our new members and their families are asking for that fraternity, not necessarily a social every weekend, but they're just asking for that fraternal draw so that they know that they're important, that they know that they have a place within this council, within this parish, within this community. And I really do appreciate you embracing that. I know that you have your membership drives coming up. You have 2 of them, and it's not too late to order from Supplies Online. The church recruitment drives now actually have the brand new Blessed Father Michael J. McGivney cards in them. So if you order a couple of those kits, I think you can order a maximum of 2. You can use those for your recruiting table, Daryl. And I have to say they have those Blessed Father Michael J. McGivney cards in there. I know a lot of you have been asking for the updated cards. Instead of them mentioning Venerable Michael J. McGivney, they actually have the ones that come with the Blessed. So I need to be ordering those. If you need my help for any of that, I'll be here at the 5 o'clock mass, or if you want me to come and help out at the on Sunday, I'm happy to come for that as well. The next thing you need to be doing is voting on your delegates for the convention. The convention this year is at the Idaho State Convention is live. And the last 2 years, we've had it kind of shortened, or sort of a reduced convention. The convention this year will be live in Idaho Falls. And so you need to be voting in your delegates. I'm sure you received the emails from John Pettinger, as well as George Messina, the Worthy State Secretary. And so also, if you have any programs that you want to submit for your for a state award, this council does so much work, and the awards aren't to fly our flag and say, "Oh, look at us." No, the awards are a great recruiting opportunity. It's a good opportunity to show other members of this parish what it is that we're doing to make a difference. And you have all your different ministries and the things that you're working on. I just encourage you to submit for some of those awards, especially for the Leave No Neighbor Behind. I mean, as you get that off the ground, just bear in mind that that is something that the rest of the state likes to know what it is that you're doing and how you're implementing it. The one thing about this council, Fred, that this council did that the rest of the state struggled through with the pandemic is you thrive. This council made a difference. This council went through and was reaching out to the community within reason, you know, not only with the fraternal side of things, but they were making a difference in the community even when the pandemic was at its highest, when it was at its scariest. So I encourage you to keep that up for sure, and submit it for an award for that. You know, list what you did, write it up well, and I think you would stand to win an award. Also, thank you for submitting your Form 1728, your survey of fraternal activity. The next thing that's coming up on February 15th, your audit, your council audit is due on the 15th. I know that your Worthy Grand Knight, Dave, and I have been talking about the Silver Rose. The Silver Rose has actually been to this council a couple of times. The Silver Rose is a pro-life icon. It's attached to Our Lady of Guadalupe. The plan for this council, your Grand Knight will probably have more details for you as that date gets closer, but he's thinking on June 18th, when you would be, this would be with you also, Joe James. If you were thinking of taking the Silver Rose and actually praying with that icon at Planned Parenthood, that would be a focal point for your prayer, for your spirituality and your theology. And I encourage you to learn more about that Silver Rose. I'll have some more details for you. In the meantime, I also have the pilgrim icon for St. Joseph. It's not the consecration, and yet, yes, we have come out of the year of St. Joseph. But now we are, this icon that we have, the Knights of Columbus always have the Marian Prayer Hour. And the one last year was the Marian Prayer Hour for persecuted Christians. This year, it's actually the St. Joseph Pilgrim icon. And I have the booklets here tonight. And there's dates that are available. The icon is in my district right now, and it'll be here through February and probably early March. And so anyone who would like to, any council, especially yours, Dave, if you'd like to bring the icon here, we've prayed with the icon in the past, like in the day chapel. But if you would like to bring the icon to this council, I'd be happy to schedule a date either during the week or on the weekend. You know, I can get with you on some dates and we can bring the icon to the council. That's all I really have for tonight, Worthy Grand Night. Thank you for your attention, and Vivat Jesus.
Thank you, Troy. All right, I'd like to move on to the report of the 4th degree. Faithful Navigator Chuck Boivay.
Very good.
Thank you.
One of the things we did with this, the Pro-Life Fair this Saturday, the Assembly has approved $250 to support this event. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the color corps of the 4th degree supports all knights and their spouses at funerals around the valley. We travel around the valley and we'll stand guard at the sort of the wake, just about the wake, and participate in the mass, process down with the priest. But we do that around the valley. So when you're talking about all the knights in the valley and the spouses, you're talking about a large number of people that we need. We have a core of maybe 7 or 8. So please consider joining the 4th degree, and if you are in the 4th degree, please consider becoming a color corps member, because we need the numbers.
Brother Chuck. Brother Chuck brought up the Assembly is giving $250 to the pro-life speaker, the pro-life speaker at the fair coming up on February 19th. And I'd like to bring it up for discussion in the council, that the council offers the, I believe it's Right for Life, to give them another $250 from our council, but I'd like to bring it up for discussion. Is there anybody that would like to discuss that?
With Grand Night, I'll make a motion that we donate the $250 to the pro-life speaker.
Okay. Motion is presented and seconded. All those in favor?
Not discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now discussion. Is there any discussion on this before you vote? Is there any discussion on this? With that, I'll bring to a vote. Is all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is passed for $250. Which will bring us to the new business. I wanted to bring up, I know we've talked about this in the last council meeting and in the officers meeting. We are presenting a dozen roses at the mass coming up on this weekend for Valentine's Day. It'll be for married couples who have been most recently married and married couples who have been married the longest. So we'll be giving out 2 dozen roses after every mass this coming weekend. Father Vitalis will be, and Father Emmanuel will be saying it, asking for them to stand. And once we do get the winners, we will present them. So we'll need nights after masses at each mass to help hand out some of the roses. So if you can, please come see me after the meeting and we'll get you signed up. Father Vitalis and Father Emmanuel, you good with that? Do you need me to write up something or?
No, we are good, but
Okay.
what part of the month will it be?
At
Towards the end,
the
right?
very end, yep, the very end. Unless you want to do it in the beginning. It's
So
up to you.
towards the end, so that they don't carry their flowers and then.
Okay.
Towards the end.
All right. And,
Right before the bus.
yep, I'll leave that up to you. All right, with that, is there any questions on that? Brother Dennis, were you able to get a hold of Costco and find out?
Really good night. I did talk to Costco. They would not put in a special order for it without a minimum of 15 dozen. So if you buy 3 extra does that, which I chose not to do. She did assure me that if I got there Thursday morning, that they would have called it.
Okay,
I'll go there Thursday morning and then it'll be
very good. Thank you, Brother Dennis.
along with the news is incorrect, that claiming the road shortage.
Get there first thing, okay? All right, and that is a budgeted item, so will not be voted on tonight. It was already approved with the budget. Is there any questions on that? I'd like to move forward to new business. Also in new business, I'd like to call Brother Dennis to please give your report on the pancake breakfast and the other upcoming events that we have.
Thank you, Worthy Grand Night. As you know, we had our breakfast last 2 weeks ago. Excellent turnout from the night. Appreciate everybody that showed up and helped out. Doesn't take a lot of guys, but everybody helps a little bit. Makes a lot of difference. Our attendance from the parish was down a little bit, which we anticipated. But I think the enthusiasm of the people that were there was very exhilarating from my standpoint anyway. We were probably down 35% of what we normally do, but it is what it is, and they were trying to build community, and I think we did that. So we did net, as Gerald indicated, $526.46. That's probably down equally to the percentage of the people that were there, but we have quite a bit of inventory. So the next pancake breakfast that we have in April will, March, should show a lot more profit because of that, because we won't have as much inventory to purchase. And then as long as I have the floor, I want to talk a little bit about the bingo. Again, thanks to the 8 gentlemen that came out and helped us on Friday night for the first bingo. As you know, we're transferring that money over to the St. Ignatius Foundation for their deal. We're just basically donating our time to come and cook. Having said that, we have one coming up on the 19th, 18th or 19th, Friday before a cinnamon roll thing. So we got a lot of things going on. It's the Friday before the cinnamon rolls, the 18th, okay. So I'm gonna need 8 more guys again. If we get gentlemen over there would like to volunteer again, that's great. It is, Dave's gonna have it on the website, so just go out there and sign up. We'll probably get a little bit of double duty out of you because we have a pancake, or a cinnamon roll bake the next morning. So we would pan up the rolls on Friday night, which takes about less than an hour for 2 guys. But if there's 8 of us there, we can get that knocked out in pretty good time. I will need some additional help again on Saturday morning for the frosting. I've got our 2 bakers, Mark and JD myself will be doing the baking out, but I need a crew of at least 5 to 6 guys on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. It's critical because we have the Right to Life thing that's out here. I've agreed to let them have the kitchen by noon so they can have their luncheon. So we've got to be able to get those rolls baked off, and baked off isn't going to be the problem. The problem is going to be getting them frosted out. So I would really appreciate it if I could get 6 guys to come in on Saturday morning. We've got lots of different things going on. So again, that'll be out on the website to sign up for. And then we will need, 2 guys for 5 o'clock mass, 2 guys for 11 o'clock or 9 o'clock mass, and at least 2 guys for the 11 o'clock mass to, help sell the cinnamon rolls. So I appreciate anybody who brought it and signed up on that. Father has done a fantastic job of promoting this for us, so we're gonna try to, the last couple of times we ran out after the 9 o'clock mass and didn't have any at 11 because of Father's good work. So I'm going to set it up, and we'll set up, I'm gonna do 300 this time. We'll do 100 for the 5 o'clock, 100 for the 9 o'clock, and 100 for the 11, so everybody gets some. So, and I would like to, if anybody would like to talk about it, we do an FBO for the benefit of. In the past, we've done Corpus Christi House, we've done Giving Tree, which we kind of slipped out, didn't get quite as much money as the father would like to have gotten. But I would be open to have for the benefit of where we'd like to put this. It makes a lot of difference if the sign up there that says this is for the benefit of Coach the Kids, Corpus Christi House, etc., and or the food bank. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I appreciate all your support that you give for these 2 projects because they do help raise some funds for a lot of good things. So.
Yep, so that is for the cinnamon roll event coming up. There'll be a sign up online, or there is currently. There will be soon. Also, and he mentioned the bingo night, which is the 18th, I believe. So keep that in mind. There'll be a sign up sheet for that as well. Keep an eye on our website. With that, I'd like to call Brother Tom Sorge to please give your report.
Worthy Grant, thank you. It's going to be a busy month. The next event following that on February 25th is the Parish Pre-Lenten Carnival. For those of you that have not been involved in that in the past, the Religious Ed Department sponsors that, and this entire gym, dining room, all the classrooms will be set up for a variety of games. It is a huge, huge family event for the parish. And the nice part of that is a service project. We run the kitchen and we provide a menu of burgers, dogs, chili, nachos, etc. And we purchase the items and then the church reimburses us, but it's our labor that is the service for that project. We have met with the Religious Ed Department and laid out the menu and the cost. They will take care of the ordering to come to the window, and then we will bring the grill over and grill the burgers and dogs and fill the orders. I'm going to need a minimum of 14 people to man that project. A few more would be better, and I'd like to pass this sign-up sheet around tonight so that I get an idea of the helpers that we're going to have and we're going to need and the positions that are on there. Would anyone be able to volunteer to take the grill and get the propane tanks topped off and make sure that it is here that afternoon? Can anyone do that? You're good. Thank you very much. Any questions on the carnival? February 25th. Okay. All right, shall I keep going?
Yes, sir.
All right, the next item is the Lenten fish fries that we will, which for those of you that don't know, that is one of our major fundraisers. And last year we did it on a takeout basis. This year it will be an in-house service. The menu for that, we've always had fried fish and baked fish. And last year, toward the end of the takeout, we added coconut shrimp, which was quite a big hit. And so I'm proposing we add that to the menu. And I'd also like to know what your thoughts are about setting up takeout orders online, similar to what we did last year, so that we don't have to have the people come through the line and then wait to get their takeout at the corner. we can build those takeout orders separately and bring them over here to the side and have people pick them up so that they aren't interrupting the people that are coming through the line and sitting at the tables. Dave, can you handle that? Okay, thank you. Gene is gonna handle the beer and wine category. We'll get the licenses and get the volunteers to sell beverages. I've checked the cost of most items, and of course, as everybody knows, with inflation the way it is, all the costs are basically going up a little bit. So I would like to propose, I think in the past, Daryl, correct me, the fees have been $10 for adults, $9 for seniors, $5 for children, 5 to 12, and then the 4 and under are free. And so I'd like to propose that we raise those $1 a piece, basically. $11 for an adult, 10 for a senior, and 6 for the children 5 to 12. Any particular thoughts from anybody? Yay or nay?
Yeah, I'm all for raising the. Brother Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, Brother Tom, last time when we had the items online to order, each individual item was priced individually. So do you want to keep that structured for the?
No, it'll just be, they'll just have to select their product, either fried, baked, or shrimp. And
Okay,
they'll
but it
all
would be
the
the
same price. There won't be any soup.
the same price as being in person for dinner.
Pardon?
Same price as being in person for
Correct.
dinner. Okay.
Correct, yeah. And I've been able to get the French fries donated again, and you know that I worked for the Simblot Company, and they will donate all the fries for the carnival and the fish fries, so there's 20-some cases, so that's a pretty good benefit for us.
So, I have a question. So if you order something online, don't you have some charges based on the payment?
Have someone?
Charges based on the payment. Like if I have to pay you by cash and then order it online, is there no charges like fees attached to the online order?
Well, they'll pay when they come. They usually set up here, so they come in the
Okay, they
door
don't
and pay.
pay online.
Right, no, they pay what they pick up, correct. Correct. We will start with an announcement in the bulletin. Now that I know the pricing is okay, I'll put an announcement in the bulletin. That will start the 20th of February, so we'll have that in 2 weeks prior to the first fish fry. I'd like another couple of volunteers that would take charge of putting the banner up over those doors. We have a fish fry banner. Anybody that can wear that for us? Huh? Somebody want to- we can use a ladder. Joe, you take care of that, thank you.
Do we have any beneficiary for the fish fries?
The beneficiary is all the charities that we support because it's our major fundraiser. So the money we give to Corpus Christi, the chalices, the flags.
I think that'd be great if we listed or something like that. More people would throw money donations.
Could the treasurers or the people that take care of that, could they provide?
We could do that at the pay table.
At the pay
Yeah, we
table.
could put up a list there.
Yeah, this, you're supporting these events by supporting the rights of Corpus. Yeah. Okay, very good. That's good. Any other questions? That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Tom. All right, one more thing that I wanted to bring up in new business. Brother Tony Kusick, if any of you know who he is, he passed away. His funeral was on Thursday, and the family has come to the Knights and asked for some help. There is a GoFundMe page that has already been set up. I don't know. I'm sure most of you have seen my email. I put a link on there to the GoFundMe page, and it's raised over $12,600 so far. Their goal on that website was 10,000, and I don't have a lot of information on the family or the ask when they came to the Knights. Is actually given to me by Brother Tom. But I'd like to ask the council if we'd be willing to help out the family a little bit more. Your thoughts on that? Is there anybody that has thoughts that would like to add additional funds to that for the family? Brother Tom?
Well, Dave, I don't know how much you know about the history, but he was very disabled. And they've been in subsidized housing. And because of his passing, she will no longer be able to reside where she has. So they're looking, I mean, they have zero money.
Okay.
So she is going to be looking for housing.
So
She's going to have to move in, I don't know what it is, 2 or 3 or 4 months. So
okay. So this was a brother night. Sounds like his spouse is going to be displaced for a while. I know that we had color core there at the funeral, Brother Joe Cordona, Brother John Howe, Keith, and Brother Chuck, I believe were all there. Was there, he was at one point my optometrist. So I've seen him several times. Really great guy. That's kind of the limit of how I know him. He was in a wheelchair. I don't want to go into the details of what his disabilities were, but he was disabled for quite some time. Brother Darrell?
Brothers, we do have a $500 set aside for such emergencies, in case there's a brother in need, and certainly he was part of our council at one time. He was a woodworker when kids can walk, and he was in our council and he would be transferred to St. Mark's. But we do have $500 if we could disperse for this charitable need.
Darrell, what would you consider our excess funds are to get us through this budget year?
I think we're well above our budget, and we didn't even spend the whole budget, so we had $5,000 that was unspent. So in terms of the budget, we're fine.
Brother Dennis?
Okay.
And we just heard one different conversations about leaving brother behind, take care of each other as a permanent thing. I don't think it's a question that we should do something. I don't think we should limit it to $500, even if we have to put it to a second vote. I like the motion that we, what kind of money are you talking about? I'd like to make a motion that we allocate $1,000, $500 for the fund that we have set up for that, and then just 500 to give to the family.
I'll second the $1,000.
Okay, motion was brought to the floor and seconded for $1,000 to be given to the family of Tony Kusick. Discussion on this? Is there any discussion? Brother Dick?
So this will require 2 votes. For
So we'll have to do a vote for $500, the original, and then another 500. Is that correct for the emergency fund?
Is that money?
Brother Darrell?
I misspoke. The emergency fund is $2,000. That's what we set aside because we set it up in 2009 and we had a lot of people in need. And but I think we could disperse out of that $2,000 the $1,000 without doing 2 votes.
Okay, so this will be $1,000 out of the emergency fund, Brother Corey?
And then also what you can do, Worthy Grand Night, is if you want, and I would encourage this, if there's that much of a need, I would draft a letter and get it off to the state council ASAP for a pension payment request.
Well, it would have to come from the St. Mark's Grand Night.
I get that, but if he spurs that Grand Night, it's out of my district, so I can't go after St. Mark's. But if you go after on your peer level, Dave, and have them submit for the have him submit for a pennies from heaven request. Because
Okay.
unfortunately, whatever. He was not a member of this council, so you can't draft that request, but you can have the Grand Knight from St. Mark's, they can. And I would encourage you to do so. If there's that much of a need, it sounds like there is for the Grand Knight.
Thank you, Brother Corey. If you could get with me after the meeting, I'm sure that I could find his information, but you could probably get it to me a little bit easier. So, discussion on this matter? Further-
Is the goal, friendly feast still open?
It is still open, yes. I checked it right before I came here, it's 12,600, and the goal was set at 10,000. So that was for funeral cost and I believe some medical expenses, what was listed on that GoFundMe page.
Don't they take 8%?
They do take percentage, I don't know what it is.
I think it's 8%, but, no.
Like 1.5. Oh, I looked at it when I made a donation. A lot less than 10%.
Is there any other discussion on this before we bring it to a vote? All right, with that, I'd like to call for a vote for $1,000 taken from the emergency fund to be given to the family of Tony Kusick. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That, the motion is passed and the money will be given to the family. All right. Is there any unfinished business? All right. I'd like to move to the good of the order. I'd like to call for prayers for the family of Tony Kusick and also for the repose of his soul. They are desperately in need of all the prayers that we can give them, so please keep them in your prayers. Are there any other items for the good of the order?
Brother Bert Tamas's grandson James. Going through, yeah.
Father-in-law passed away last Monday.
Brother Chuck?
My brother-in-law who was then put on hospice, I think, I appreciate prayers.
If you could give your brother-in-law's name after the meeting to Brother James, so that we get it. Thanks. Brother Fred?
One of my colleagues' husband has, I think I mentioned earlier in the fall, been diagnosed with colon cancer. He's 48, cancer is not responding to chemo. He's now on hospice and will probably pass any day. So please, prayers for him. His name is Maury Lewis, L-E-W-I-S.
Brother Fred. Brother Tom?
My touch with her. That's the person of my brother Fred who passed away. Please.
Thank you, Brother Tom. Any other for the good of the order?
Brother Knight, I just wanted to bring about, there's a Brother Knight in the Risen Christ Council. He's that council is part of our district. And his name is Nicholas Maxwell. And Nicholas is also a member of the Knights on Bikes. And his son Alexander has a GI, a gastrointestinal problem, and they haven't been able to pinpoint exactly what it is. And he's unable to keep down food or liquids, and he's losing weight and strength and energy. And they're asking for prayers to help identify it, what it might be. They've been back and forth to Salt Lake numerous times to the children's hospital down there, and they're making some inroads, but they're still waiting back for some test results And with COVID and all that, it just makes things more challenging. So I would ask for prayers for Nicholas Maxwell and his son Alexander.
Thank you, Brother Court. Anything else for the good of the order? All right, with that, I'd like to call for a closing prayer. Father Vitalis or Father Emmanuel, would you please lead us in prayer, stand or kneel?
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty and eternal Father, we thank you for this wonderful moment. We want to thank you for all the deliberations, for all the prayer requests that have been made. Sum them up and bring them before you. Continue to strengthen us with your grace, to continue to bear witness to our faith. You have called us to be members of the Knights of Columbus. Give us the grace to continue to be the light of the world and the salt of the earth. Bless us, bless our families, bless our friends, bless all those who have asked us to pray for them. And continue to strengthen us with your grace, that through the intercession of our founder, that we pray that after our race here on earth, you will reward us with heaven and life. This we pray and ask through Christ our Lord. Amen. The Lord be with you. The Almighty God bless you, the Father and the Son.
Thank you, Father. With that, I call this meeting to be adjourned.
Sign.